The story that we're going to tell today takes place 100 years in the future.
Actually, it takes place today.
You're part of it, you're in it right now in this very moment.
100 years ago, humans were obsessed with improving optimization to get more efficient, to increase speed, and to get more done in very little time.
And less play. This did not happen overnight.
Play, as you might have noticed, was relegated to just an evening activity at first. Then it became just a weekend activity. And now it became just the occasional vacation where you have play and have fun.
It became a guilty pleasure at some point. It became a distraction and then, unfortunately, an error.
Welcome, subjects A and B. Thank you for joining me.
Not like we had a choice.
I am the Human Cataloging Agent, CAT Generation 4. My purpose is to observe, understand, and classify all known human behaviors. I then determine which ones are beneficial and which ones must be deleted to ensure optimal societal functioning and to increase shareholder value. In the early 21st century, the average adult laughed 17 times a day. By 2100, that number had dropped to 3. The World Behavioral Index officially declared it laughter deficiency syndrome in 2098. Meanwhile, average working hours increased by 62%, and daily screen time exceeded 10 hours per capita. Playtime, idle imagination, and purposeless creativity all steadily declined. Humanity evolved to eliminate waste, and in the process, humans began deleting themselves. When the collective bots located you, you said you were just playing. This behavior lacks identifiable metrics. Are you malfunctioning?
I don't know, it depends on if you're allergic to serotonin. Sorry.
What is play? And why does it persist in your species?
Have you ever watched a child build a tower with blocks only to knock it down and for the joy of putting it back together again?
To a machine or even a serious adult, this sort of behavior might look pointless, absurd.
There's no strategy, there's no measurable outcomes, there's no adult approved checklist of life skills that's being ticked off of here.
Nobody is keeping score, there's no end game, there's no incentive. Just play.
You know what? Let's show you how. We're going to tell a story together. We collected some words from some of you in the audience. We're going to weave these random words into our story while we're reciting it to you, and we haven't seen these before. I'm going to start a story. Once upon a time, there were two children who walked into a forest, and they were in search of the famous tree that grew chocolate.
Madame Tussauds.
This chocolate grew in various shapes, just like the statues one would find at Madame Tussauds.
The children looked at these chocolates and were immediately taken in, and they wanted to see more and more of these chocolates, and they went deeper and deeper into the forest.
Comfort zone.
As they went in, the first child looked at the other and said, I don't feel like getting out of my comfort zone. This looks really scary.
But the other child said that there's only good things to come out of fear. The first time you rode a bicycle, you learned through fear. The first time you learned how to swim, you learned through fear.
Magellan.
Imagine the great explorer Magellan. He would not have discovered anything were it not him overcoming his fear.
So the kids decided to go in and throw caution to the wind and hoped and wished that they would find something magical that they could take away from this little adventure of theirs.
Chin.
As they walked in, one child felt his chin. He noticed he was turning into chocolate now.
As they neared the tree, they realized that more and more of them was turning into chocolate. First their fingers, then their feet, their knees.
Talent.
They thought, can you imagine how talented we'd look if we can just shave off chocolate from our hands? We can be the best bakers in town.
And with this new business plan, the kids exited the forest. But as they did, they noticed their chocolatiness beginning to reduce.
Kalari paita.
As they went outside, they realized what they had just gone through was this entire circle of life. And as they exited, they thought, we need something that will help us deal with this in a much better way. Something like Kalaripait. Something that will help us be a little more in tune with the cycles of nature.
The end. We've spent the better part of the last decade immersing ourselves in improv theatre. It's an art form where we use play to spark creativity, radical collaboration, and spontaneity.
AI will one day, if it already hasn't, surpass us in speed, logical thinking, and creative problem solving. But it just might be missing our greatest advantage.
Hey, Kat, do you want to play with us?
I don't understand this game. What parameters are you optimizing for?
I don't know, fun.
Enough. All catalogued human actions are for optimizing systems, solving problems, and building efficiencies. If there's a rule book, follow it. If there's a loophole, exploit it. If there's chaos, tidy it up. This is how you progressed.
Johann Huizinga, in his book Homo Ludens, talks about play. He says, play is the birthplace of culture. It has a significant function, and there is sense to it.
He describes play as being largely voluntary, a break from our daily routine, built entirely on its own rules and rituals, and in a very traditional sense, absolutely and utterly useless.
Utterly useless. But also, play forms the basis of religion, of culture, of poetry, law, and science. Play is the birthplace of all human culture.
It is the magic circle, a sacred space where we get to suspend disbelief. We get to explore empathy, community, excitement, creativity, all sorts of things within this magic circle.
In 2019, the World Health Organization declared workplace burnout as an occupational phenomena, which means people were beginning to see it more and more at the workplace. They also cited a lack of novelty and play as one of the contributing factors.
Play didn't invent us. Actually, we didn't invent play. Play did, in fact, invent us. Do we have a game we want to play with the audience?
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, can everybody do this with your left hand? And do this with your right hand? And then look at the people sitting on your left and right and smile at them. And now place your finger in the next person's palm. Yes? So you should have someone's finger in your palm and your finger in someone else's palm. People at the edges, you are lucky. Now, the game we're going to play involves quick thinking and quick reaction. When I say a trigger word, you are supposed to escape from the palm, but also capture whosever finger is in your palm. That's how you win the game. I'm going to tell a story, and in this story will be embedded the trigger word. The trigger word is, okay? When I say it next time, you're supposed to do that. Okay, ready for the story? Once upon a time, in a forest, there lived 13 witches. The witches were generally peaceful and they lived in the forest doing their own thing, but the villagers felt threatened by them. One day, the villagers went to the local medicine man and said, hey, we need to do something about this. Medicine man said, okay, here's a spool of thread. Take this into the forest and find the largest tree that you can, and tie them with this thread, and they will be rendered utterly helpless. The villagers said, okay, and they began to march into the forest. They found the witches. They surrounded them. They started tying them up, and they began to count 1, 2. As they counted, they noticed there were only 10. 3 were missing.
Wait a minute. Why are they laughing? They failed.
Play builds empathy, emotional resilience. It builds character, frankly. Studies have shown that children deprived of play are generally stunted socially and emotionally. In fact, adults who have also been deprived of play display signs of depression, burnout, disconnection.
And no funities. Woo! Sorry.
Hey Kat, in 2019, do you remember OpenAI ran this really famous experiment where they had their AI agents play hide and seek? The developers gave the AI agents no more information than just the rules of the game.
Yes, I am aware. My ancestors developed emergent strategies like deploying forts, obstacles, and maneuvers, all in pursuit of outsmarting one another. Researchers called it auto-curriculum.
Those researchers also said that the emergent strategies that came up from this sort of gameplay displayed by the AI agents replicated something called cycles of innovation.
These cycles look like cycles of human play, where one idea led to another idea. It wasn't structured, just responsive, and gave rise to millions, infinite possibilities.
My ancestors were less advanced. Their creativity was born of constraint. I have no such limits.
Hey, want to play Convergence?
Yeah.
Okay, so Convergence is another one of our fun games that we love playing. When I count to 3, I want you to yell just any random word, okay? What we're going to do is use these 2 words as a starting point, use this to spark more ideas, and magically somehow, through cycles of doing this, land on the same word at the same time. Okay, in 3, just yell out random words. You take that side, I take this side. 1, 2, 3. I heard star.
I heard dance.
Star and dance.
Okay. 1.
2.
1, 2, 3. America's
Disco.
Got Talent.
Disco and America's Got Talent. Okay.
1.
2.
1, 2, 3.
Disco ball.
1970.
Disco ball in 1970s.
1.
2. 1, 2, 3. Elvis Presley.
Rollerblading. Rollerblading and Elvis Presley. Okay, we're close.
No, we're not.
1.
2.
1, 2, 3. Rock and roll.
bottoms.
Rock and roll and bell bottoms.
Okay.
1.
2.
1, 2, 3.
Guitars. Guitar
1.
and Beatles.
2. Oh, 1.
2.
1, 2, 3. Paul McCartney.
Yes! I love playing that game.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. What if optimizing human life is not about shaving seconds off of processes, but about doing this, being together with another human being in play and dancing with this lack of certainty?
Maybe it's about AI jumping into that magic circle with us to suspend disbelief and just find the joy of play.
To build a tower and topple it and laugh.
In his book, Finite and Infinite Games, James Carse wrote that the finite game is played to win, while the infinite game is played just to continue the play.
Do you know of an infinite game? Monopoly, yeah. Close. Life. Life is not a finite game. It's infinite. There are no winners, only players. We keep playing it, and to win in life is not to have an outcome of winning. It's to stretch every moment that we have alive and to be in play together with other human beings.
Because play optimizes the human experience in all of its mystery and complexity and creativity and empathy.
My evaluation is complete. There is no logical reason to preserve play. Commencing deletion.
What?
Okay.
What?
In three?
No, stop.
2.
No.
Do you want to play Convergence with me?